In the initial days of the invasion, Russian soldiers didn't storm the center of Kharkiv, but their missiles did, destroying City Hall, killing at least 30. But it's in the northeast where entire blocks have been leveled. 82-year-old Larissa Alexandrovna gets help patching her shattered windows. For weeks, she's been lying awake, listening to explosions. It's scary, she says, when you see and hear all this. Every day, you're afraid of the trembling. The blasts aren't as frequent or as close as they were before. Ukraine has pushed the Russians back further north. But Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, was one of Russia's earliest targets. Over the past 2.5 months, the city and the villages around Kharkiv have come under attack. There's no clear estimate of how many have been killed, but the number is in the hundreds. But there are many more victims suffering from physical and emotional scars. This man was on his way to get water from a well when there was an explosion. His leg was nearly blown off. It hurts to remember completely, he says. Down the hallway, this woman born during the Second World War is now suffering through another. They simply destroyed us. Why? What is the reason for this war? Hard to comprehend, particularly for children who've been living underground for weeks. Dozens are staying in the Soviet-era bunker. Some have lost their homes, others their family. Valentina Trechina's son committed suicide just days after the invasion began. I believe that everyone should be brought to justice for these deaths, she says. Life down here feels bleak, but for some, safer. The Russian military may be further away, but this city is traumatized and remains on edge. Briar Stewart, CBC News, Kharkiv.
After more than 30 years operating in Russia, McDonald's has announced it's pulling out of the country. The company says it's removing those iconic arches and selling its restaurants in response to the invasion of Ukraine. When McDonald's first went to Moscow in 1990, it was a symbol to many of post-Soviet promise. Its departure now, a sign of isolation from the West.